Okay, this is Bo Bryant with Westminster Strength and Conditioning, and today I'm sitting down with my mom. She started strength training back in August, yeah? And other than your son being a starting strength coach, what got you, something happened, what got you into, interested in the barbell training?
I had broke my tibia, fibula, and a total dislocation April 13th. And I guess when it happened, just walking down the steps at that minute, the first thing that came to my mind was I was 65 years old with osteoporosis, and would I ever be able to hike and hunt and do all the things I love to do outdoors? And that was my fear.
Okay, so when you broke it, when did you break it, did you say?
April 13th.
So what was the process after you broke it? What happened?
I was transferred from our local hospital to Buffalo, where they put 2 plates and 9 screws in. They put a hard cast on it. I went back 1 week later, and the doctor took the hard cast off, the stitches out, and the clamps, sent me home with a soft cast, and he said that it was probably one of the worst breaks that way that he had ever fixed. And when I get home, unless I'm up walking on crutches, that air cast is to be off and move it any way I can. Just keep moving. And that's what I did. But then they sent me to therapy, and that started the mobility a little bit, but I still didn't have it. And the walking, every step I took, I thought, oh my God, am I going to walk this way the rest of my life? Is it ever going to feel like I have strength to step on?
What was some of the first things they did at physical therapy that you did?
Oh, they had me just doing the bungee stretches, the rubbers, pulling it backwards, then pointing my toe side to side. I would get on a small trampoline and rock up on my toes and my heels, and then just something with a ball and a board around it that I would do that.
And how long did you go to physical therapy?
I went 4 weeks, twice a week.
And then you were released?
And I was released. I went back to the doctor.
Were you released because of insurance, or just
No, just because I could have went more, but it was to the point that I was at a plateau. It wasn't and I did them at home faithfully too, but the strength wasn't there.
So when you were released, that was 4 weeks after, what would that, so what month are we talking?
The end of July, and I had talked to you on the phone, and you were asking me how the ankle was doing and the leg, and I said it's just not there. It's swelling. What I thought was swelling a lot, the doctor said absolutely not. He's seen it much worse than that, but the strength wasn't there. It just felt like every time I stepped on it, I was limited to going up and down stairs. I couldn't walk on rough ground, and I had told you when you asked,
right,
I don't know if I'll ever get my strength back in it. I don't know if I'll ever be able to walk in the woods again and hunt. And you said, come on down. As soon as you can get down here, I'll show you some things to strengthen.
So that was in July, and I remember when you showed up in August, just the car ride down, it swelled up pretty bad.
And that was with compression socks on too.
And you couldn't walk very well, very long at all, without limping pretty bad. And I think, August, somewhere around August 3rd, we taught you how to squat, press, and deadlift. And I think probably took about an hour, right? And then we sent you home with a bar, a few weights, and some portable squat racks.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about what you did, program-wise, and something, just a little bit about what went on over the next, we're in December now, end of December, so over the next few months, and then I think there was another surgery involved. So.
I loved it when you showed me down here, because after I got done just doing that workup of 22-pound presses and hardly any weight on the bar with my deadlift and squats, I knew the minute I walked out of your garage, I felt good. I felt like I had accomplished something that I was going to carry through. I was at least going to give it 3 months. And in that 3 months, it just escalated to where I look forward to going in the basement and doing it. And every week, I did them twice a week, everything. I would go up 5 pounds on deadlift and squats, and I'd go up 2.5 pounds on presses.
Right.
Then I went back to the doctor, and my biggest thing I wanted to get done was to get the outer plate out of my leg and ankle, because it was so close to the surface of the skin. It didn't hurt, but it was irritating, and you couldn't bump it. So when I went back to the doctor, I said to him, what are the odds? How soon can I get one of these plates out? I said, I can't feel the one up my back of my leg, but I'd like the outer one out. And he looked at me and he said, let's get an x-ray. And he already knew that I was lifting. I had talked to him prior about it, and he asked me why I wanted to do strength training, and I told him, and he said, good for you. He's a very aggressive doctor, and he wants a good recovery. So he x-rayed, and he said, usually it's up to 18 months before I'll remove a plate, but he said, when do you want it out? Today?
Yeah. And that was 2 months in? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I set it up for November, the 1st of November, and of course my first thing, and he knew me when I came out from under the anesthetic. He wanted to know if I had any questions. And I said, when can I start strength training again? And he said, I'll say 2 weeks. I'd like to say 3, but I know you, and so go for it at 2, but drop the weight back. And then I called Angie, and she told me to go back 20%, and now I'm back up where I was.
So we started August 3rd with a 22-pound bar. We had a junior bar, so 10 kilo. And so a 10-kilo back squat, 10-kilo press, and I think a 50-pound deadlift, right around there if I remember. And then we just did a session here yesterday in the garage gym just to check your form, because you've been without form, coach that whole time in the basement. And there was a couple small problems, but we got it cleaned up pretty fast. And what did you squat yesterday? Do you remember? 85 pounds? 85 pounds for 3 sets of 3. Mm-hmm. You deadlifted 115 for a set of 5. And what was your press?
My press, I love. That was 65, because I always felt that my presses, I could never accomplish a good press. It was always a struggle. And then when all I have to remember now is elbows forward, and I think it'll go up. I was shocked when you told me I actually pressed my age.
So we worked up to just a heavy single in the press, just to get you excited and give you some some fun for training. And we worked up to 65 pounds in the press. Good. We gotta get a little deeper now. All right. Big deep breath. Get deep. Good. Perfect. Keep getting deep now. Down. Good. Nice job. Easy. Chest up. Drag. Good. Perfect. Do it again. Good. 2 more. Keep your hips up now. Hips up, chest up. Perfect.
Now this one, pull the bar into your shin, Cheryl, like you're bending it around your shin.
Chest up.
There you go.
Good job.
Nice job.
Big breath. Get under. Under. Yes. Nice. So that's pretty good progress in 5 months. And what physically, do you have any problems with the ankle now?
None.
Yeah.
That's the best part. I have no limp. I might, when I'm setting up for a squat, I might not put my left foot out as far as the other, but I don't know if it would have been that way prior, but I have no hang-ups with it at all.
So you do anything you want to do?
I do.
Yeah.
And I'll start cross-country skiing at home when the snow hits, and snowshoeing.
What's the biggest change that you've felt now that you've gotten stronger? What's the biggest thing? What's the one thing you notice the most?
My back, my lower back. I have no restrictions. I don't wake up in the morning and go, oh, my back. And it's just completely different. Even my walk feels stronger. I stand up straighter. I've noticed that it just all carries together.
What would you say to, how old are you?
65.
What would you say to another woman or even a guy, 65 or in your age group, baby boomers, about barbell training, so squats and deadlifts and things like that? What would you say to them if they asked you why you do it, or that they could never do such a thing?
I would tell them just go for 1 week and get trained well, because you're not going to believe the difference in your walk. It actually put the pep back in my step. That's a phrase I've always thought. I never want to lose that pep in my step, and I think older people do. And I'm one of them. You notice physically what your limits are, but I think you can work past them, and not that you're going to be 20 again, but it's going to make you so you appreciate where you're at.
Yeah. And you think you can still keep getting stronger?
I definitely do.
Yeah.
I'm a mean woman sometimes, and that's part of it. I watch that every week that I document, and I like seeing it go up.
And you like watching videos of Rip online?
I watch him twice a week.
All right.
I do. I like when he tells people your chin's too high or whatever,
Right.
but it helps.
Yeah, good. All right, well, thanks for sitting down, and we'll probably check back in another 5 or 6 months and see how you're doing.
Okay,
Okay,
thank you.